Well, good afternoon, West Ham fans. It's Monday, so it's time for the Russie Rumour Roundup. Well, a very happy Monday to you. England are through to semi-finals. We've signed another player over the weekend in the skies of Mr. Max Kilman. And yeah, the world, and it stopped raining. And so clearly it stopped raining because obviously it's the week, not the weekend. But anyway, it's Monday. For anyone new to the channel, thanks for joining us. If you like we do, if you want to subscribe, feel free. It's absolutely free. About 46% of you don't subscribe, which is brilliant considering, you know, we're getting there. We're getting there. But if you'd like to do, give it a like, comment, all that good stuff. Apologies about those who were waiting. As I said, the rain absolutely pissed in over the weekend, so we couldn't do what we were planning to do, the activation with our channel supporters and friends of the channel, Alloy Collectors. However, this weekend, I think we should be in a better place. So hopefully, weather-wise, so we'll be able to do something. Keep an eye on the channel over the weekend and all the socials. Anyway, on a Monday, on a Thursday as well, we tend to do like a roundup, the Russie Rumour roundup with the original Rumour rating, the Russie Rumour rating, where we go through the latest news and basically put together a compilation. You know, now that's why I call transfer rumours, and give you our views. Now, again, as I always have to say, because someone will always say, we're never going to sign these players. Warning. I'm not saying we're going to sign every one of these players. In fact, we take a point of making a point how ridiculous the transfer rumours are by collating all of the rumours together and keeping a score. And we're almost already at where we were last year in terms of rumours. Unbelievably, Jeff. So let's crack on. Over the weekend, you would have seen, I think X came out and spoke about the Villarreal striker, Alexander Sorloth, who apparently now his fee is going to be reduced, so to speak, to just 30 million euros this summer after the Liga club lowered their asking price, according to information, including media outlet Corriere dello Sport. Don't know why the Italians are getting involved, but they are. The Yellow Submarines initially wanted 38 million euros, as that was his release clause, I want to say, but no one activated it. And so they've reduced it to 30 million for the 6'5" Norwegian international. But they've had to reduce it in order to comply with FFP, basically, and balance the books, having failed to qualify for Europe last year. Villarreal finished La Liga 8th. Wasn't enough to get them even into the Conference League with La Liga. But Sorloth had a fantastic season and finished second in terms of goals scored throughout the entire La Liga last year. He is on the wrong side of 20. I believe he's 29 or 28. So there would be no sell-on value in my eyes, but it would very much be one who can come in and slot in now. 6'5", big lad, clinical striker. And according to X, he's one of the guys we're looking at. Yeah, he finished with 23 goals in La Liga last year, which put him second in the list for the La Liga Golden Boot. The Russie Rumour rating, the original Rumour rating, I've given him a 6 out of 10. So who was top in La Liga goal scoring? Well, another forward that we're linked with. And apparently, according to reports, we've actually submitted a bid for him of around 35 million euros for the Genoa striker Artem Duvbrik. Now, according to reports from AS, West Ham have been keen on inquiring the services of Artem as they look to reinforce our striker options next season. As I said, we've apparently had submitted an offer of over 35 million euros to bring the Ukrainian international to London. He joined last summer, had a great debut season for Genoa, who basically were the surprise package of the La Liga. Obviously, we did try and get Alexi Garcia, who admitted that West Ham put a bid in for him, but went to by Leverkusen to sort of meet up with Xabi Alonso, as he just winning the Bundesliga and going on an unbeaten season domestically, having lost one game, being the Europa League final. Now he scored 24 goals and 10 assists in 39 outings. That's almost won a game. He's 27. He's finished the season top league striking league in La Liga. He played a big part in helping them qualify for getting to top four and qualifying for the Champions League. They haven't gone unnoticed in terms of his performances. Apparently, Atletico Madrid did knock on their rival's door and submit an offer of around 25 million euros, which was turned down. As I said, they're not really in much of a rush to sell him. Apparently, his family and him are happy in Spain. He's obviously keen to be playing in the Champions League next year and fulfill his dreams of doing that. Obviously, we haven't qualified for Europe this year. And apparently the player has rejected offers from West Ham as well as other clubs as he looks to continue in Spain. So I can't see this one happening. Rusty Rumour rating, the original rating, has given this one a 4 out of 10. Who's next? Let's talk about a great name. West Ham apparently ready to rival Everton in the race to sign Jackson Tchatchoua from Hellas Verona in the summer transfer window. West Ham apparently ready to rival Everton to the signing. Hellas Verona bracing themselves for offers. The right back has been a sensation for the Serie A side this season since joining from Belgium last season, and a switch to the Premier League could be on. West Ham apparently angling for a move for Jackson this summer and have been impressed by his performances so far or last season for Verona. He is a right back, but also can play either side of midfield. So basically, he's a bit like Ben Johnson. So basically, we could be replacing one Ben Johnson for another Ben Johnson and actually paying some money. He played for Verona 26 times, helped them avoid relegation. They bought him from Royal Shala from a Belgium side for 3 million euros. So they'll be looking to make a significant increase on that level of investment. As I said, he's 20. How old is he? I don't know how old he is. I thought he was quite young. Let me just see how young he is. But yeah, in essence, it looks like you're trying to replace one Ben Johnson. Arguably, Jackson is probably a better player. He's 22. I thought he was 22. Absolute brute of a man, and built like a brick shithouse. So we'll see. I don't know how much they'd want for him. There's no price being quoted, but clearly they'll want to make a significant increase in the 3 million euros they outlaid from the Belgian Pro League earlier last year. Rusty Rumour rating, the original Rumour rating, give him a 4 out of 10. Just because I haven't heard of him. But then I gave Max Kilman a 4 out of 10, and then we signed him the next day. So that means nothing. This is futile, the whole rating system. Right, Ivor Toney. Apparently, according to reports, West Ham is said to be the only club still interested in signing him. How is that possible? Obviously, you saw his no-look penalty, which was mental at the weekend. He only scored 4 goals in 17 games for Brentford last season, but obviously we know well why, and Brentford have dropped their valuation well below the 100 million they originally wanted. According to Claret, West Ham are the only club left interested in acquiring his services, and he's just got 1 year left of his contract. So again, it's what I've been saying. Part of the tactic of our transfer budget, or our transfer strategy this year, is looking for those players who are entering the final year contract because you can get a bit of a bargain out of them. So the fact is he's got 1 year left of his contract. So Brentford may well be eager to cash in. Otherwise, they will lose him for nothing next summer. It's surprisingly that he hasn't had any more interest from other clubs. Maybe, I don't know what he's like personally, but maybe that's put people off. Maybe, I don't know. He's 29 as well. So I know we've been, which would be quite funny because some people will be, I won't mind with Toney. but they'll turn their nose up to someone else who's 28, 27. He's 29, so he wouldn't be the long-term striker that we want, but he could solve our, striker woes, and there's no doubt he's a quality player. There's no doubt he's got an absolute shitload of goals if he came to West Ham, because he would do. Because the likes of Bowen, Kudus, Paqueta if he hangs around, Guilherme, these guys could put it on a plate and he would bury it, absolutely bury it. And he's impressed when he's come on, I think, from a sub perspective for England. I've given it 50-50, given it to Lamar, just because, there must be. I'm really surprised that if we really are the only team in town when it comes to him, because there surely would be others. Surely the likes of, the Saudi Pro League and other sort of teams in for him, other clubs, other countries in for him. And yeah, just a bit strange, but you don't know. Maybe people are anxious and worried about the potential baggage he has, possibly, with obviously the ban last year. Let's talk about Kyle Walker-Peters. According to Sky Sports, his Darmish, he reckons that West Ham have encountered a roadblock as negotiations with Southampton have reached a deadlock due to a significant difference in valuation. He also stated that we're interested in Wan-Bissaka, but we know that already. However, negotiations with Southampton have revealed a substantial gap. Again, Saints' position is weakened, similar to Brentford, in the fact that Kyle Walker-Peters, his contract expires next year. So the same issue there, entering the final year. We know we're looking for fullbacks. For me, he can cover left and right fullbacks. I think he brings with it an extra layer on top of maybe someone else who's just traditionally a right back, for example. We are in obviously negotiations with Southampton with Danny. Although we'll talk about the Hammers headlines, he might not want to go, but Flynn particularly will also in negotiations with Southampton with. So progress has slowed down a little bit. Although I'm still confident that we're going to get him. I think maybe it's more towards the end of the window. So I've given it a Rusty B, Rusty Rumour rating, 6 out of 10. Next, we have got Kelechi Iheanacho, a guy we've mentioned before. He is without a club. He's out of contract now at Leicester. He was without a contract with Leicester now, so he's a free agent. And apparently West Ham have been talking to his agents and asking what type of package would be required to get him in claret and blue next year. According to Capology, the 27-year-old is currently earning about 80k a week at Leicester, even when they were relegated, which was mental. And he undoubtedly be looking something, maybe more than that, for his next club, due to the fact that it won't cost anything in transfer fees, or obviously there will be a signing on fee, stuff like that. Solid player. Will he take to the next level? No. Will he improve our squad? Yeah. Will he improve our first team? No. He's 27. He's not clinical. I think he's only scored like 87 goals in his career. 42 of them came from the Premier League. I just don't. I think as a plan B option, maybe towards the end of the transfer window, if we need some bodies in, some experience, somebody you can throw on, maybe it's different from the way, the standard way that Lopetegui will set up his side. Not bad signing. Is he gonna raise the bar? Is he excite fans? Probably not. But is he gonna be a good squad player? Yeah, I think so. That's why I think the Rusty Rumour Racing, if we can get him a decent wage, I've given him a 7 out of 10. Because I could see this. We've been told by Tim, by Julien, that we want to improve the squad. Someone like Iheanacho is Premier League proven and wouldn't necessarily break the bank initially. We've freed up a lot of wages with some players go already. If the likes of Zuma goes or Danny Ings or both, that's almost £250,000 a week we've saved on wages. Next up, I've picked some great names today. Apparently, us and Crystal Palace have been encouraged to make a big move for the Genk defender, Jordan Torunarigha. That'll do. With apparently the Belgian side keen to sell. Explain that Genk are planning to sell several players this summer, with Jordan one on the list. He reports new owners at Genk at the club have made it clear that their first priority is to secure sales from the current squad before then moving on to buying replacements. They've drawn up a list of players they're planning to sell, and Jordan is on that list. Should be of interest to Crystal Palace and West Ham. Crystal Palace were interested in him this summer for a bargain deal. And West Ham's interest goes back even further. I remember speaking about this guy, I think last year, to be honest. Several reports have indicated we've been keen and eyeing up a new deal. Indeed, we've already inquired about him, apparently. And that followed up by a claim he was delaying signing a contract because of that interest with West Ham. Neither of us are putting, us or Palace are putting a forward bid for Jordan yet. But because Genk have made their stance very clear, perhaps it's now only a matter of time before we're looking to maybe put a bid in for Jordan. The Russ Rumour rating, the original Rumour rating, gives him a 6 out of 10. Let's talk about a couple of Johns, shall we? Let's talk about a couple of Johns. Let's talk about John Arias, the Fluminense winger. Apparently, West Ham could find themselves in the bidding war. Now, reports said about 2 weeks ago we'd had a bid accepted, but nothing happened with that. According to Chanel RCN, who report that the Colombian winger is one of the most desired players in the market this year, and West Ham are very much in the mix. Several reports have linked us with a move for him. And now Chanel RCE pick up the thread and report that is now apparently Atletico Madrid, who seem to be the most determined to sign him at the moment. Sources in Spain have insisted they're preparing a bid of around 60 million euros, which may not be enough. That's because West Ham and Sevilla and other sides have shown interest in the winger, and this could trigger a bidding war between clubs asking for the little rocket. Now, one boost for West Ham is that the players' agents limited to the options being put forward. Recently insisting on the TV show that the player will not be going to the US, Mexico, Russia, or Saudi Arabia. So it's everywhere else, basically. He's 26, so he's not necessarily the spring chicken, so to speak, but he's entering his peak years, arguably. Very diminutive, very low centre of gravity, very fast, very powerful. I think the type of player that would excite a lot of West Ham fans. But I've given him a Lamar because Atletico Madrid come calling and they can obviously offer Champions League football. Indeed, we could probably offer better wages. So it'll be up to the player to decide. Another Colombian John we're interested in, obviously, is John Duran. Apparently, according to TalkSport, West Ham have been stated as a target for him once again this summer. We've been added to a list of long contenders for him. Now, the same report suggests that Unai would be happy for Duran to leave this summer, as he isn't part of his major plans this summer coming forward. In January, we apparently had an approach for Duran turned down by Aston Villa because of the injury to Ollie Watkins, and Unai wanted to keep him at the club. However, that's changed. West Ham are looking to bring in more goals, and the club could make a move this week. And as reports suggested, Tim is looking for a striker now. Obviously, the Kilman deal has been completed. We'll have to wait till after the Copa America, as he's currently playing out there with Colombia. 6 foot striker's made one appearance in 4 games so far, and is behind Rafael Santos Borré in the pecking order in Colombia. He joined Aston Villa from Chicago Fire. Again, we were linked with him when he was at Chicago Fire before he went to Villa for around £18 million. That was in this time last year. So you would assume they'll be looking at some sort of profit. 8 goals in 49 appearances for his time in Villa Park. A goal every 153 minutes. Chelsea were linked to a move for him, but that has since cooled, I believe, in terms of interest. The Rusty Rumour rating, the original Rumour rating, 6 out of 10. So we're all asking, where's the list? There is the list. We're at 157 players now. Now I did try my best to go. I haven't been through the list to see if there's any more we can take off, but 157 players we've been linked with so far. And that's it, my friends. Thank you very, very much for your time, as per usual. If you're new around here, if you like what we do, appreciate the content, then please give it a like, comment, share, all the good stuff. We're on the road to 30,000 subscribers. which is mental. And yeah, keep an eye out for Hammer's headlines later on. We'll talk about the players, the West Ham players, the current players, and the ones that could be departing. And apart from that, take care, stay safe, stay warm, stay humble, keep the faith, and come on, you bloody Irons.